25 years, Open Doors has been producing the World Watch List, which ranks the top 50 countries where it's most difficult to be a Christian. The list is compiled by a group of experts, audited by an outside organisation specialising in religious freedom, and is the best and most authoritative list of its kind. Through on-the-ground interviews and data analysis, it provides an accurate picture of the difficulties persecuted Christians face around the world. For each country, the list looks at a variety of factors persecuted Christians endure in their public and private lives, such as persecution from the government, the community, and even from their own families. Open Doors estimates that in the top 50 countries alone, 245 million believers face intimidation, prison, and even death. That is 1 in 9 Christians worldwide.
Today, again, we're having the wonderful Elvis, and we're going to be talking about Christianity and the understanding of what it's like to be a Christian in an Islamic country, and the persecution that I was talking about earlier, about the high level of persecution done to Christians, and that 11 Christians killed every day for their faith, and it's growing next year. And how it's important to understand, because people, when they hear Christians, in their little view, in their head, because of media, see a white person, and when they hear a Muslim, they see a brown or black person. And the fact is that these Christians are brown, and they are in Islamic countries before the country even became Islamic, and that the persecution of them has nothing to do with their skin. So it's not a bad white person going for making these poor brown people become Christians. They were Christians before the bad white people, as people like to think of it, because a lot of these Christian countries now were actually, before Christianity, these countries were pagans. So before Christianity, these countries were pagans, particularly Ireland was a pagan country. So, to actually kind of have it that simple view, and that, again, is the media's fault, because the media have shown you these so-called poor Muslims with their hijabs on being attacked. Now, those women, you didn't know whether they were Muslims or Christians, because if you're a Christian in those countries and you're a woman, you have to wear the hijab, whether you're a Muslim or not. And that's what people, when they showed you these persecuted women and said that they were, look at these, and they didn't tell you whether they were Muslim or not, they were Christians. Because they had the hijab, they had no choice, because they can't practice their religion in their countries, because they are being persecuted. There is a complete persecution. Last year, Christians were persecuted more than ever, and it's expected to rise. 4,136 Christians were killed for their faith. 2,625 Christians were detained without trial. 1,266 churches were attacked. These are some of the figures. And so, welcome back, Elvis. Sorry. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Well, it would be interesting just to fill it in and just to clear people's head what Christianity means to people who aren't allowed to practice it, and what they have to go through to actually even just be survived. Things like their jobs and everything, they are being discriminated against in Islamic countries because of that. That's the least of bad things that can happen to them.
To start with, Christianity has known to some people, including Muslim, they said religion. Christianity is not a religion, it's a way of life. Yeah. Sort of always Muslim refer to the Old Testament and say, your religion is also full of hatred and crime and violence. I mean, no, it's not. It's not. Find me one violent, verses in the New Testament. There is nothing. It's all about love and peace and loving each other. The Old Testament, it goes back to, first of all, before Jesus and the time of sort of other prophets, Abraham, or I don't know, Moses or whatever. And that was a different time. People were violent, and according to what is written, God punished them. So it is none of my business or Jesus' business to actually say why God has done that. It's been a different time. But Christianity, it was respected before Muhammad actually comes to Arabian Peninsula. If you even read the history of Islam or pre-Islam, you notice that before Muhammad actually came, there were three major groups of people living there: pagans, Jews, and Christians. Islam didn't exist. So you look at the history of other countries. Yeah, Afghanistan was Buddhist. I don't know, Iran was Zoroastrian. Yeah, although the Christian and Jews did live in there with peace and harmony together. Iraq, Syria, they were all Christians. Lebanon was Christians. The Islam came and took either by force, by the force of sword, as they did in majority of the countries, including Iran, or they took by number, politically correct. They fooled and deceived everybody. Lebanon wasn't taken by force, but it was taken by number. Syria the same. And look at even Istanbul. The name of the Istanbul wasn't Istanbul really. It was Constantinople. Yeah, and during the Ottoman time, it was taken by force. I was looking at the list of countries that the Christianity is under threat. Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me at all. Yeah, I don't know how they done it. The number one is North Korea. Why North Korea? I don't understand. Why North Korea? Why not Saudi Arabia? Look, absolutely. Saudi Arabia, if you can find Christians in any of those countries, you cannot find a Christian in any part of Saudi Arabia. Let me give you a good example that still it does exist. Yeah, this is the Sahih Muslim 1767a. Yeah, book 32, hadith 75. This is what Muhammad says. It has been narrated by Umar bin al-Khattab, yeah, which is the sort of one of the major men in Islam, that he heard the messenger of Allah saying, I will expel the Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula and will not leave any but Muslim. Shall I repeat that? Leave nothing but Muslim. Up to now, up to this second that I'm talking to you, there is no permission to any non-Muslim enter Mecca. Even the road outside Mecca has been split. And there are many warnings to make sure you are not entering Mecca if you are not a Muslim. This is a clear, illegal, I would say, international thing that, sort of nobody taking any action because it's Saudi Arabia, of course. And Saudi Arabia, with no shame, no morality, been in charge of human rights. What a joke is that?
They're being totally protected. Like I was listening to, even as you were saying, North Korea, but on the list, it's 27th the most dangerous country, apparently, for Christians. But even that, they do go on to say, and then this is the worldwide watch list, or the world watch list, and they say that the bulk of the persecution is obviously, the majority is Islamic countries and the Islamic oppressors because of text and Islamic verses. So they do admit it, but they kind of like to highlight, oh, it's China and North Korea, and they're not the top number one. They're not on the top. The top 10 list, 7 of them are Islamic countries. That's the majority, but they like to talk about the 2 that aren't Islamic. They won't talk about the majority. Something like 38 of 50 are Islamic countries.
Let me just read the name of these according to the categories they put on from number 1 to basically 11. Then I'll read the rest, yeah? Which doesn't make sense because, you know, it really is not how they put it in here. First is North Korea, Afghanistan, Somalia, Libya, Pakistan, Sudan, Eritrea. Although I don't think if Eritrea is really on the number 7, because Eritrea is as known as I know they got a Muslim as well as Ethiopia, but you see there are lots of Christian, and these countries they used to be Christians, pure Christians, Yemen, number 9 is Iran, number 10 is India. I really don't think so. I don't think if the Christians are under such a threat, you know, in India, then, you know. Then number 11 is Syria. Number 12, Nigeria. What a joke. Number 13, Iraq. Maldives. What?
Maldives? I don't get that. Sorry. Maldives?
Maldives, number 14. Listen to this one and laugh. Listen to this one and have a laugh, yeah? Number 15, Saudi Arabia. Seriously. Are you seriously joking? Number 15, Saudi Arabia. Number 16,
money talks.
Number 16, Egypt. What a bloody joke. Egypt, you cannot find a single day pass and our churches, our people not being murdered, killed, our churches bombed or torched in Egypt.
But in fairness, Elvis,
joking?
In fairness, Nigeria, the violence has gone up 99.9, has scored in the increase on Christian by Islamics. They're burning their villages. Now, our media, our bullshit media, isn't saying that because it's Muslims who are burning Christians out. They're burning them alive and attacking their churches and their villages. And there's nothing being said because it's Muslims doing it. Once it's Muslims, the media wants to ignore it. And, you know, Syria, but they don't tell you it's the Christians in Syria who are being attacked. It's like, oh, you know, we don't know, you know, these people are just being attacked by, you know, these bad people called ISIS. They're not Muslims. It's like a terrorist, nothing to do with Islam, you know, far from it. And they're bad and they just lie and lie and lie. And this is why people are so confused, because it's deliberate. They have been deliberately lying and planting rubbish seeds into their heads.
I will come to that to prove ISIS, they are not non-Muslims. Actually, they are the perfect Muslims. They are doing everything line by line, following the line of Islam and command of Islam. And I'll come to it in a second. Listen at this sort of stupid list of people that actually, you know, countries that Christianity is under threat. Number 22 is Algeria. Seriously. Number 23, Turkmenistan. Number 26, Turkey. Seriously, are you joking? Are you laughing at? Are you laughing at? Yeah. Number 35 is Morocco. Number 37 is Tunisia. Number 38 is Qatar. Look at this one and have a laugh. Number 39 is Mexico. Mexico is a pure Christian.
Where did they get? Oh my God! No. For God's sakes, that's ridiculous. Mexico, and who's attacking the Christians in Mexico? They're all Christians.
What a bloody joke. Yeah? Number 45, United Arab Emirates. And the list goes on. And number 50 is Azerbaijan. You telling me Azerbaijan, who are Turks, and they basically they got hands in blood of Armenians. You telling me Azerbaijan is at the bottom of the list? Are really number 48 is Bangladesh. What a bloody joke! It really is a joke. 47 is Colombia. Colombia
Colombia,
never
now that's weird. What's going on there?
shit. Colombia is before Azerbaijan and Bangladesh. What a joke. What a bloody joke.
Some of them are crazy. But you know what? Russians, apparently Christians are persecuted. And when I read through it, I was like, Russians? But apparently, even the majority of Russians are Orthodox Christians. Muslims are persecuting Christians there, which is kind of odd.
Are the number 41 is Russia, number 41.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
I mean, what a bloody joke, honestly. What it is, you see, if you let me take you to a short history of
Yes, please do.
Of this oppression, by Muslim on Christian and Jews. The last Islamic Caliphate, ended on the 1929. Not long ago, almost 1930s, after Muhammad, for all these years, sort of you're talking about 1400 years, 270 million people, except, that India is not included. India is not included because India on its own had the biggest ever genocide in the history of Earth, by Muslim. The Muslim literally murdered everybody, Between 200 to 400 million people been in 800 years been murdered, been genocide, in India. 270 million on their way to Europe. 270 million people is the population of God knows a continent, right? You imagine there are large number of genocides. Genocide of Assyrians, genocide of Armenians that are on top of the list. 1915, the Turks killed over 1.8 million Armenians.
That's such a massive genocide.
Germany just recognized it as a genocide last year.
Great.
Since 1915, people been
the Armenians during that time. The Germans were a part of that problem.
Well, Germans and Turks have always been bloody friends. Genocide of the Assyrians. The second one, there's basically been genocide twice, not once, twice. The second one is been dated 1933 to present. Now I'm talking to you, they're killing my people in northern Iraq. To present. Everybody turning the blind eyes. Shame on the Western countries. Shame on them.
Because it's bloody Muslim. If it's anybody else, like they like to highlight, as I said, Korea or anything like that, even though it's not and like to claim that because that's not Muslim. But Muslims, they seem to want to protect, and it's all to do with money. Now, obviously, on the top of the list should be Saudi Arabia, even for their own people. But because it's Muslims, money. It's all to do with money. They won't kind of criticize once it affects their pockets. And it's absolutely a disgrace. Really, really shocking.
We've always been persecuted. But you see, what you wouldn't possibly dream about in a million years that in a European continent, Western countries, that is been built on the Christian values, yeah?
Yeah.
Which actually lots of people now shamelessly denying it,
Yeah.
and they embracing Islam, calling it
Absolutely.
Islam, religion of peace. They
And
have
even the
not.
bloody Pope going to say, after the amount of persecution and killings last year of Christians, the Pope, the disgusting fake
Oh, he is a devil. He's
Pope
not
going to
Pope.
say
It's
it's
not
the same
me.
thing.
I would spit on his face. I would spit on that bastard. He's a shame to Christianity. He's not
He is.
Christian. He's a devil.
He's not Christian. He's
Evil.
fantastic. There's no way any Christian would say Islam, anybody even the slightest knowledge of Islam would know that it's nothing like Christianity. As I've said many times, Jesus was a good man. He saved people. He cured people. He helped people. He showed us how to live. And the New Testament is the life of Christ, the life that we are meant to live. But we're not as perfect as him, but he showed us how to be good and what the right values were, and not to live as in the Old Testament. And that is why he was born, and he died for our sins. Unlike Muhammad, who rapes a child and rapes many women, and in fact kills 800 Jews personally. They're quite different characters. And that is why Christianity and Islamic, it cannot and never will be the same thing, or even can live in the same space, because one that's been told everything that is evil is what Islamic practice, and is told that that's the right thing to do. So how can that ever be together? They're completely polar, opposite views on what's good and bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, while Muslims freely distributing their Quran, speaking Islam and Quran, talking everywhere in the middle of the street, they got their tables, they talk, and our Christian preacher been arrested just because talking gospel, while a Muslim preaching hate and nobody actually doing anything about it, Well, I mean, I'll rest my case. I don't know. But do you reckon how many countries Bible is free to read or have? None. Yeah. Let me just give you some of the point that this says. Afghanistan got 93 points. Yeah, on the list of countries that is against Christianity. What he says the government of this Muslim country does not recognize any of its citizens as Christian. None.
Jesus.
Somalia,
Wow.
90 point. Somalia, 91 point. I don't think it's really is better than Afghanistan, but anyway, I think it's even worse. The Catholic bishops of Mogadishu, I don't think if there is any Catholic bishop of Mogadishu, really. I mean, there is no Christian in Somalia. I don't think if there is any. Has described it as not possible to be a Christian in Somalia. Sudan, the Muslim government has stated Christian churches for demolition. Yeah. Pakistan, 86 points. Christians and other non-Muslims sit on death row, facing charges of blasphemy. Can I read more for you? It already makes me sick. I want to throw up. Eritrea, 86 points. Only 4 religions are officially recognized: Sunni Islam and the Eritrean Orthodox, Roman Catholic, and Evangelical Lutheran churches. Those belongs to other faiths are persecuted, and those, and I said that Eritrea was a Christian country, so still sort of a bit moderate, but the thing is taking over anyway, Islam. Libya, 86 points. The government is reportedly training militants to attack Coptic Christians. Iraq, 86 points. Iraqi Christians have yet to return to their homelands after expulsion by ISIS. Yemen, 86 points. The ongoing political, and it is going on and on and on and on. Let's read about Iran, 85 points. Religious minorities, including Christians, face systematic or ongoing and egregious violations of religious freedom, according to the US state. Look, it's all over the place. But what I wasn't expecting to face it in here. In here, I told you actually, I went to one of the cemeteries on the Good Friday as we go and, sort of pay respect to our dead people, families or whatever. I saw one of the cemeteries that area is now predominantly Somalian, is called Acton in London, southwest London, West London really. All the headstones, they were sprayed, broken, knocked down, and you imagine they were all assaulted, The cemetery has been vandalized. The government not saying anything. They turn a black eyes. You dare go and just put one pencil line on the mosque, you will be hanged. Immediately, police will get you. Immediately. You cannot walk. There is a video of Lauren Southern that when she came here to East London, she was walking. Immediately, the police came and grabbed her. Just as you can't just basically, walk around here. How many of our churches have been protected? None. What I was worried about, every time I pass by my beloved church, is St. Paul's. Beautiful building. All the time is this in my mind, that I hope this building never ever do, get destroyed by the Muslims. I'm worried about that building, because it's not only historic, it's monumental, and is a treasure of this country, Look, it's all over the place. We literally now been assaulted by the minority Muslims. Although they are in minority, they are literally assaulting others. Nobody see it. I don't know why. It's not only in the... Look, have you ever heard somebody do an objection why the Saudi Arabia doesn't let any churches to be there? Nobody built a church in there.
Nobody's even questioning it. They're all terrified.
No. You see, we got the Hagia Sophia, in Istanbul. That used to be a cathedral. Now they're saying it's a museum. No, it shouldn't be museum. It should have been returned to Christians. It should have returned to Christians. And now I've heard, even although it's illegal, they shouldn't be doing it, they put in a sort of competition of Quran reciting in there. They're reciting Quran as a competition. Shouldn't have happened. Now, gradually, they're trying to actually grab them and turn it to a mosque. You tell me, if that was vice versa, if that was a mosque and captured by the Christians, what Muslim would do now? They will set fire to every single of us.
Even 9/11, that area, they were thinking of putting a mosque in it, in Ground Zero, or whatever they call the American.
Yeah, they were trying. Yeah, even now they're trying. I think they already got something, because Obama was really trying to, hard to get everything to the Muslim. All this, he was a Muslim anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how the Americans didn't cop on that with his second name.
Stupid. I mean, I just asked every American. I said, how you even? He was a Christian. I said, no, he's never been a Christian. Never been a Christian. If he's a Christian, why his name is Hussein?
Yeah.
Barack Hussein Obama. Why his name is? Why? When he was doing a oath, yeah, supposed to put his hand on the book that he believes, right, and swear, isn't it? That's traditional thing, isn't it?
Yeah. When you get signed in, yeah.
That's right. If you remember, that was cancelled. They didn't say to anybody what happened, but they brought the Bible, and he said, "No, I'm not. I'm a Muslim." So they had to change the book to Islam, to Quran.
Jesus.
They didn't tell anybody why it happened, but I know. I immediately noticed. Oh, hold on, he's a Muslim. They brought a Bible, stupid idiots. Because everybody's saying, he's a Christian. No, he's not. He's never been a Christian.
Yeah.
His church and, his pastor. What pastor? He's been fooling everybody. His name is Hussein. Hussein is the oldest grandson of Muhammad. How close he wants to actually get himself to Muhammad, and you call him a Christian? Never been a Christian.
Apparently he wasn't even born in America. Apparently he was born in Kenya. I mean, he's no rights even to be president.
He said the sweetest sound is the sound of calling for salat or prayer in Islam.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. And he never actually denied it. In fairness to Obama, he may have not admitted it, but he never denied it. Like even when he was asked about where his birth, he made a joke of it, and he was like, "Oh, the Lion King music, from that like cartoon or that kids kind of movie." Like he made joke and he diverted it. He didn't answer it. In fairness to him, he just diverted it, and he let people believe what he wanted to. Even when he came to Ireland, he said, "Oh, I'll put an apostrophe on my name, so I'll be Obama." And then he went on about, his mother's ancestors coming from Moneygall. And the media loved it. Oh, Obama's Irish and all that sort of stuff. It's like, really? One part of him is Irish. And it was like, his great-grandmother our great-grandfather, I think, 3 generations down, did come from Ireland. But, he was obviously, Islam was his main influence.
Well, there are pictures.
About Northern Ireland, he talked about tribal wars.
Listen, there are lots and lots of documents. There are lots of pictures of him in Indonesia, in the madrasa. He's studying Quran.
Yeah.
But he was another typical Muslim, laughing at the stupidity.
Absolutely.
Of this nation that they know jack crap nothing about their religion, about the history, about nothing. He was sitting there laughing at these people.
Absolutely.
Making a joke, and people laughing. Truly, he's laughing at you idiots.
Yeah.
He came and fooled every single American that I'm a Christian, and he was a Muslim. And then he said, this person, he didn't talk about my faith, which is Islam.
Yeah.
Actually, he should have, because he lied, he should have thrown down the throne. They shouldn't have let. Not only that, he finished two terms.
Unbelievable. You should
have stopped him. Listen, you lied to this country,
Yeah, and not just did he destroy America in term, he destroyed the world. I mean, if you look at it, when he was there, it was attack after attack after attack in Europe. When he was in second office, bloody Europe was on fire. And that's not just a coincidence.
He, on the first week, done jack shit, nothing. He was nominated and given a Peace Nobel. if you look at the history of America, no president ever like Obama had the largest number of fight and war in the country.
Yeah.
During
He
his
killed
time,
more, yeah, than anyone
America
else.
was in
But because
war with
he was
almost
black, he
everybody.
got away with everything. Because they want to, like fucking Germany, they want to wipe out their history by fucking putting these window dressers into place.
Yeah. You see, what even he did, this is what I'm saying, he was using the ignorance of all of us, and he was coming clear talking about it, without a shame. When he changed the name of ISIS to ISIL,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
what
even someone said,
exactly?
as Obama say ISIL, we don't know why he
Yeah.
called it ISIL. No, you idiots, you should know why he's called it ISIL. ISIS is the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. When he changed it to ISIL,
Yeah.
he gave it a bigger territory, Levant, which was Lebanon, Israel, and all that region. So he added to it.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
I remember the first time I heard that, I thought he was mispronouncing it. I was like, why is he saying it like that? But yeah, it's bizarre. But I always knew he was a Muslim. I was just like,
He gave a bigger territory to Islamic State because it was his product. And I'll tell you what happened. I remember when the American Senate, they were asking why we're not helping the Kurds. They are honestly, they're fighting with ISIS and they don't want it in there. They are really fighting the ISIS. Why are we not helping these people? These traitor Obama, this shameless evil bastard, what he did, as if he agreed with the Senate. He said, "Okay, yeah, we should help them. Let them send them some ammunition and stuff." So at night, they send a large transport thing called Hercules, yeah, 330, right? It's for these are huge one. They do, tanks and everything. At night, they supposedly sending ammunition to the Kurds so they can have some guns or machine guns or something, anti-tank, whatever, to fight the ISIS. And what happened? I'm not sure whether the pilot can't do it on purpose because he followed the order. He gives exact coordination, which actually known only by the government and the sort of intelligence services. Otherwise, the pilot doesn't know where the Kurds are, where the ISIS are.
yeah,
They throw all the things supposed to go for the Kurds. They throw them in the area that the ISIS was. Literally, they armed ISIS against the Kurds. When I heard that,
yeah.
my heart was bleeding. Yeah, I was
Well, I tell you what,
furious.
I always knew. Like, I always thought it was strange when he used to call moderate rebels. I was like,
There is
what the
no
hell
moderate.
is a
There is no
moderate
moderate. I
rebel?
don't know why these years they call them moderate. There is no moderate.
Yeah, it's like,
This is
oh, I'm a rebel on
raised.
Tuesday. It's like,
Yeah.
seriously, you can't think we're that stupid. A moderate rebel. Like, oh, I only kill over 15 or I only kill on Tuesday. What the fuck is a moderate rebel? Like, seriously, you either are or you are. And they were terrorists. They weren't bloody rebels.
In order to, make that clear for you, for people who listening now, yeah, let me give you some reference. Allow me to give you some reference from the Quran, and these are just a tiny bit of references, yeah?
Yeah.
Is written inside the Quran. So look, if a Muslim call himself a Muslim and believe in the book and Muhammad is following the same rules as been given, in this book, and let me let me read it for you. The first one, as I said, Muhammad promised that he's going to throw every Jew and Christian from this Arabian Peninsula and will leave nothing but Muslim. Yeah, that's the first one. The second one is it tells everybody how much he loves and sort of is all talking about his love and passion, yeah, about the people. Indeed, this is, by the way, is the Quran, verse 98, 6 and 7. Yeah. Indeed, they who disbelieved among the people of the scripture, it means Jews and Christians, and the polytheists will be in the fire of hell, abiding eternally therein. Those are the worst of the creatures. Listen to this. Those are the worst of creatures. Indeed, they who have believed and done righteous deeds, those are the best of creatures. It means Muslims. So he says Muslims are the best of the creatures and the Christians are the worst of the creatures. And I'm just going to give you some, just to prove it to you. This book, which is sort of 114 verses, 109 out of 114 is just like this. And I'm reading them for you. Is about killing the Christian Jews, hate. These are the worst of creatures. They are monkeys, they are dogs, they are filthy, they are disgrace, and all this. Yeah. And this is the 33:26. And he brought down those who supported them among the people of the scripture. Again, is the Christian and Jews. And, you know, there are 109 of them. Go and read it for yourself. From their fortresses and cause terror. Listen to this. Cause terror. This man of God, according to Muslims, man of love, he's talking terror into their hearts, so that a party you killed and you took captive a party. Is all about killing and you name it. Listen to this one. 22:19 and 20. There are two adversaries who have disputed over their Lord, but those who disbelieved will have cut out from their garments of fire. Poured upon their hands will be scalding water, boiling water on them, which by is melted that within their bellies and their skins. What a beautiful, lovely piece. Honestly, I mean, I'm just enjoying reading all these lovely pieces of messages of love. Yeah. 5:33. Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger and strive upon earth to cause corruption is none but they will be killed or crucified, or that their hands and feet be cut off. Oh, well, aren't you enjoying all this? Truly, their hands and feet will be cut off
Jesus.
from opposite sides.
Compare him to Jesus. It's actually that is sacrilegious to compare him as a religious person, or even as someone who was anyway good. Like, I just don't understand how people think he is like Jesus. Obviously, the ignorance. But even Muslims themselves, how, I suppose they don't know any different.
This stupid sick man, called Muhammad, scumbag, he's been saying, I've been made victorious through terror.
When did Jesus ever tell you that? He told us not to do that.
Yeah. And the stupid Muslim, they come and sit stand in front of my face and saying that, no, really, the real Muslim, they got no problem. Seriously. Have you ever read any of this? Who is he talking about? When he says people of scripture, or even some places name, sort of saying the Christians and Jews, clearly, what excuses do you have?
Yeah.
How you can stand in front of my eyes and tell me lies while I can read it? Oh no, you don't understand. The Arabic is go piss off. Don't give me bullshit while I can read it. Yeah, and you have translated it, although it's been sugar coated.
Yeah.
In majority of these that I'm reading to you, if you read the Arabic verses, you notice that there are lots of things being sugar coated.
Yeah.
And sort of, listen to this one. Of course, corruption is none but that they be killed or crucified, or that their hands and feet be cut off from opposite side, or that they be exiled from the land. That is for them a disgrace in this world, and for them is the hereafter is the great punishment. Right? A few more. Just no. I'm trying to prove to people. Get it to your head, people. Understand. It's not one or two things that I said. Okay, I didn't understand this verse. It's been said in a sort of. How many of them? There are 109 out of 114. Almost the whole book is all about hate and killing and murdering Christian and Jews.
And there's this
what we see now,
ISIS have nothing to do with Islam, as you said. They're following Islam perfectly.
Actually, ISIS following every single of these commands. Yeah, every single of this command. All you have believed, do not take the Jews and Christians. This is the nice one. Even it tells the Muslim, do not take the Jews and Christians as your friends and allies. All you who have believed, do not take the Jews and Christians as allies. They are, in fact, allies of one another. And whoever is an ally to them among you, then indeed he is one of them. Indeed, Allah guided not be wrongdoing people. What he says in here, this is the proof. Yeah, you can read it to any Muslim. Say, look, you telling me the truth? You are here saying, oh, I'm your colleague, we are friends, we love you, we have just, This is the proof that they lie in your face. Muhammad has been telling them, listen, you cannot take any Jews and Christians as a friend and ally. If you do, then you are one of them. It is in the Quran indeed. It says again, we smile in the face of non-believers while we curse them in the heart. How many examples do you want me to give you? How many? That these people are laughing at us, they're using us as useful idiots. Yeah, another one. Listen to this one, see how Muhammad love and respect us. Say, shall I inform you of what is worse than that as penalty from Allah? It is that of those whom Allah has cursed, it means Christian and Jews, yeah? And with whom he becomes angry and made of them apes and pigs and slaves of Taghut. Those are the worst in position and further astray from the sound way. He says the Christian and Jews are pigs and apes. Hmm? What else shall I read for you? Hmm? How many more examples do you want me to give you? Look at this one. Non-Muslims doing evil. Yeah, he says basically, if you are not a Muslim, you're doing evil. You are an evil worshipper. You are a filthy. You got to be killed. And if only they upheld, this is 566, by the way, Quran. Yeah, and I'm reading from the Quran. It's not the Hadith. It's from the Quran. And if only because some of the Muslims immediately say, well, we don't believe in Hadith. Bring something from Quran. This is from your Quran. Read it, you idiots. And if only they upheld the law of the Torah, the gospel, and what has been revealed to them from their Lord, they would have consumed provision, yeah, from above them and from beneath their feet. Among them are a moderate community, but many of them, evil is what they do. Hmm? Evil is what we do. You hear that? And Muslims standing in front of your eyes, your face, lying to their teeth, saying, oh yeah, well, yeah, hello, we love our neighbor. Islam is the religion of peace and teach peace and love. Truly. Look at this one. Kill them. They wish you would disbelieve as they disbelieve, so you would be alike. Yeah. So literally, what Muhammad's saying, don't believe in these people. Yeah, they lie into your face while they actually doing is a vice versa thing. Yeah, they want to turn you from Islam because he's scared of his ass. Yeah, that people sort of don't come to Islam. So do not take them among them allies until they emigrate from the case of Allah. But if they turn away, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and take not from amongst them any ally or helper. I mean, how many do you want me to read for you? This is the example of oppression of Islam on Christianity since the time of Muhammad. 1400 years. We've been doing this. We've been suffering for 1400 years. I think last time I did talk about another agreement between the Muslim and the Christians and Jews. It was called the Pact of Umar. I believe we did talk about it. I'm not sure if it's published or not. But we had over an hour and something discussion on this stupid agreement that clearly shows how we've been treated like a dog. Dog had a better basically life than the Christian and Jews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since 14, and it's documented. I mean, how dare Muslim come and stand there and say, no, these people are not Muslim, Islam is such and such, and we Muslims, we are people of Islam.
It's over
Seriously.
again. We're so sick of, ever since Blair and Bush, every single politician is every single time. Everyone's sick of listening. Islam's a religion of peace. This is not Islam. Well, what is it? Are they all reading the wrong book? Like, come on. You can't all, they can't have all read the wrong book. Like, what is going on? Like, they're complete, just lie after lie.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's all as I said, it's all documented. But the only thing is, because people didn't know about this, we're fooled. When they come and say Islam is a religion, they thought, oh, well, it's a religion. It's something similar to Christianity or Judaism or this and that. No, it's a cult. Yeah. It's a system. It's the military, financial, social system. Everything of Islam, Muslim is being controlled. Everything, including how you sleep, how you get up, how you walk, how you eat, literally everything. Even when you are in bed with your wife, actually is being controlled by Muhammad. He'd say how you got to treat them, how you got to do it. This filthy man, he's been controlling everything, and he's been hallucinating. There are so many. I think it would be another good thing to actually talk about the hallucination of Muhammad. Actually, either he's been smoking hashish, or this man has been crazy, or he's been a mentally ill, sick idiot. I don't know what he was, but there are lots of things. Actually, if you listen to him, you will be laughing. Seriously, an adult man, a mature man, talk about like this shit.
He was just an evil. But the thing is, we're all paying because of our leaders now bringing Muslims in and muddying the water. Like they will not tell you, that they're saying they're not refugees, they're not, migrants. They're not telling you what they are. Like, nobody has a problem with genuine.
No, they are right. They are not refugees, and they are not migrants. They are absolutely right. They are invaders.
Absolutely.
That's the difference.
The thing is, they're not actually telling you that these are Muslims who were persecuting Christians in their own country, in wherever they come from, and now they're being allowed in, where the Christians who do need help are being left there. It's insane. The whole thing of this EU is absolutely insane. They're taking out the people that don't need to be taken out and leaving the ones who are in danger there, which is crazy.
So yeah, we can talk forever on this. I mean, I'm having that Pact of Umar right in front of me, and the agreement that poor Christians and Jews were forced to do, yeah, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. They've been treated like filthy dogs. They not allowed to have their church bells sound. If a Muslim comes, even stranger you don't know, he wanna basically come to your place, you got to actually give him a comfortable place and treat them for 3 days, food and everything, and and so on.
That's crazy. Anyway, Elvis, it's lovely to catch up. And let me quick ask you about what's been going on. Elvis been having a bit of issues. Do you want to talk about that or not? About
Well, if people remember, I said I was arrested by police unlawfully. I was kidnapped actually by police, I would say, and sort of they said 3 weeks prior to that, on the 10th of the 12th, I religiously aggravated somebody in front of their cameraman, the police cameraman. And they handcuffed me. They got me to the police station. Anyway, on the way, they tortured me by this Arab Muslim officer, constable. He didn't give me water for 3 hours. I asked him 3 times, and I had a medical condition actually. I could have had a heart attack. I could have, have shock and was anything because I was overheated. It was all unexpected, obviously, and sort of eventually they kept me overnight, and in the morning they released me. Without the bail. And they said they might have had somebody else on the camera. They didn't apologize, but they just said, we have to let you go. You've been here 12 hours. And I said, so what happened to the camera? We might have had a different person on the camera. Anyway, so I thought I'm released. Yesterday I had another telephone call from the police, and now they want to re-interview me again, which I haven't heard since yesterday. I was told actually in 10 minutes they want to send me a sort of appointment and everything. And yeah, it's literally a panic state, right? They're giving stress to every single person who's a patriot, who cares about what's happening to these people and country. They're scaring them off. Since yesterday, I couldn't get a proper sleep. I've been worrying, my head been buzzing. What the hell? What's happening? Who is this guy? You know? So they torturing people mentally, psychologically. So anyway, I'm waiting to see what's happening. I'm in touch with the solicitors and the rest and see what we can do. Anyway, it's a really bad time.
Crazy stuff. So let us know what's going on with that situation. Insane. It's crazy. And it is all protection, because if you speak out about Muslims, this is what happens to you. This will happen to, and they want you to back down. And it is just intimidation. Anybody who's speaking out, and of course, Elvis being brown and coming from an Islamic, what is now an Islamic country, and had become an Islamic republic, he obviously has huge amount of knowledge, and they don't like that. So he's a powerful tool. So they want to shut him down, to actually frighten him in any way they can, and if necessary, lock him up, so that people aren't being educated. Because if you aren't educated, you are acting like the stupid leftists that are going around thinking that Islam is a race, and that all people in Islamic countries are Islamic, rather than, there is Christians who are being terribly persecuted, and that the media doesn't even mention them. When they're talking about refugees, they don't even tell you what the war in Syria was about. They don't tell you what the wars are about. They just say, oh, there was these crazy people attacking. They're not giving you the information. And you're not even questioning the information you're given.
Yeah, no, it's all planned. Look, this thing didn't happen 5-10 years ago on basically nothing, just starting the war with Saddam Hussein, then it got to Syria. No. It started far before this, over 60 years ago. It's been planned. But officially started since 1979 on the revolution of, Islamic Revolution of Iran. It officially started then. Then it expanded to Iraq, and then from there it came to sort of, you name it, and Syria now. Yeah. It's been a project called Silencing Christians. That was the project. It was announced by the Western, by the American and sort of European companies. Yeah, silencing Christians, and you can see they're silencing the Christians, while the minority Muslim becoming louder and louder.
Yeah,
the Muslim not getting arrested for hate preach, but somebody who old man, old Caribbean man standing there, sort of preaching gospel, is get handcuffed shamelessly. Same age, possibly he was the same age of the grandfather of one of that constable, that police that, sort of arrested him. They got no manner. They got no, respect for anybody now. And now silencing the patriots and those who love their countries.
Yeah.
And they're training the kids from the school that you should not love love of the country should be erased from their brain. Anyway, we should not ignore anything. Please, people, do your reading, do your studying. Be aware of what's happening around you, because the government don't want that. They want you to live in a stupidity and just be in the pub, enjoy your drink, and be drunk and be stupid. That's what they want. The more stupid, the better.
Absolutely. And that is why they're filling you with this crap, so that you are confused about what's going on. And that you don't even question it. People aren't even questioning it. They just assume, and actually to even rethink it, it's like a meltdown. It's like a mental breakdown, and they can't do it. It's like, no, that can't be right, because all my life I've heard this, that, and the other thing. No, you have to be wrong. Because then, I suppose, they have to question everything. And for a lot of people, they just are not willing or not able to question everything that they know, because they suddenly realize they've been told lies for too long. And they don't realize that they'd rather shut your voice out and your information out than to kind of acknowledge and, you know, admit, like, to live up. And then, because then once you acknowledge that you've been lied to and everything is a lie and that you haven't questioned it, then you then have to either do something about it or get involved or even speak out, whatever. Because if you turn a blind eye to it and you actually know, you can't claim ignorance for the next generation. You can't claim that. You have to admit you stood by and you were part of the problem because you turned a blind eye when you fully well knew what was happening. You can't do that.
You see, I can guarantee if today is me, tomorrow is you, next
Absolutely.
day is somebody else. So it's coming for everybody. So don't sit comfortably and watch, because you're not going to be just watching, coming to you. Even if you're sitting at home, they're going to knock your door and come in and get you for any reason, or just being ugly, right?
Yeah.
Got nothing else. Just say, oh, because you are ugly, I'm going to arrest you. So
Literally
anyway,
everybody who speaks out about anything, the EU, like it is the EU SSR, and the EU is part of the problem. The UN is the bigger brother to the EU.
yeah,
And
right.
it's all linked. It's all linked about breaking down civilization and getting rid of the population. They're actually talking about, you know, they, instead of talking about population replacement in Ireland or plantation, which what is really happening, they call it population growth. It's like as if, you know, oh, where did this population growth? Magical. They just seem to be producing. Like, it's like, fuck, this plantation, they're not Irish, they have nothing to do with Ireland. Oh, wow, magic. Like, the amount of lies, and people are like, oh, it's great, this new diversity. Irish will be a minority in their own land. And they're actually beginning to admit that Ireland will be, by 2050, now I'd even say by less, I'd say it's already happened, are a minority in their own country. In their own towns and villages, the Irish are becoming a minority. So suddenly, soon, by 2050, I'd say we'll be left to a thing of the past. People may remember us, but like as when it was a country of Irish, but it'll be fading fairly quickly. We're living in the last days of actually the Irish race, of the ancient Irish race. The new Irish race that they're producing and they're creating have nothing to do with Ireland. No Irish culture, and they will have no memory of it.
Let me just remind you of their lie, yeah, of, you know, how they've been lying to us. Do you remember back a few years ago, before any of this starts, they were encouraging people to have maximum of 2 kids because the population of the world is exploding and we can't feed them. Food. Do you remember all this? Do you remember all this?
Yeah, I do.
And now they coming with this thing that we need these immigrants. I saw this stupid Swedish woman. She was saying because
grow,
have kids.
For economic to grow, otherwise we won't be able to grow as an economic. You know, instead of encouraging, like, if that was really true, like in Hungary and stuff, where they're encouraging people to have more children and you'll get more tax breaks or whatever, they're like, if we don't have this, because we're such an aging population, we'll have the economy will, you know, slow down and die, and, you know, the economy won't be able to grow, so we need...
They lied, just as they lied about the global warming and the rest. It's all bullshit. It's never been a global warming. It is part of the natural changes of the earth. You know, sort of it goes to the cold, you know, sort of period and goes to the warm period. It's been there for millions of years. Yeah, what it is, they saying actually is an insult. If you take it, they saying the European man is not man. Is not man enough. We need the Arabian wild animal, dirty, filthy, sort of sick son of a bitch come and rape my woman to have a kid. This is an insult to you. Wake up.
Every ad is as one, I don't know what the population of mixed races is. Every single ad is one white Irish woman and a black, race. They're all being mixed, like, as in an Irish ads. It's like, where the hell is this coming from? You know what I mean? It's like as if Ireland had always had, this multicultural diversity that they love. It's like, no, it wasn't.
Is bullshit. Is basically is a dirty, stupid thing, most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, multiculturalism never works. Never ever works, because it caused nothing but confusion and violence and problems, as you can see now. Yeah, it's like you're having a sort of Italian restaurant and have Chinese chef, Russian chef. What's going to happen? You tell me, what's going to happen? Confusion, disorder. The reality is, I know we're gonna wrap it up, but unfortunately, you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Why it is? They're saying Englishman, European man can't have a kid because they got problems. No, they are not disabled, my friend. The European man from the early morning get up and go to work like a donkey, works like a donkey, up until night he comes. And is so knackered to actually, because they are financially under pressure, and some people have to have two jobs, can afford having sort of their life actually running, while a Somali man comes doing jack shit, their kids
paid by the taxpayer,
freely studying. They get the best accommodation, 2-3 bedroom flats in the best areas, and they get financially secured, and you name it, millions, a long list. While a poor Irishman, Englishman got to work like a donkey to get money so he can survive. So when he gonna have energy and time to give him a support? I'm telling the governments of Ireland, Europe, Britain, any country, you do the same thing for an Englishman, Irishman, and I'll guarantee you they will have more kids than any other Muslim.
But they don't want to. Irish used to have huge population. Like Irish used to be have like my mum had 6, but like it wasn't. Like there was like.
Do you get my point? I'm not good. So what I'm trying to say here is there is a reason behind all this. I know what's happening in the Ireland past or whatever, but what I'm saying is these are just filthy lies they give to people.
Absolutely.
Without actually.
They just lie after lie. But it's the governments themselves. Like a lot of the governments have been placed, and Leo, our fake leader, who doesn't have a mandate, who was put into place because the other leader decided to step down and put him into place. He was literally put into place. Now, the other leader wasn't even voted in, but that's a long story. Anyway, but like he's half Indian. He has no love for the Irish. He wants it like himself, multicultural. He doesn't want it to be ethnicity Irish. He wants them all to be mixed. So he feels more comfortable in this country. So by destroying the ethnicity of Ireland and the Irish race. Yeah. And that's why he's here. He believes in this. He's like, oh, we have to get used to this, and we have to get where they're going to go to college and where they're going to live, and how he has this feckin' even program where the media is paid to promote this plantations of Ireland, and we have to get used to these coming to Ireland. There's going to be 1 million new people, and we're going to get ready where they're going to live, where they're going to go to college. Like, you can hear him actually excited about destroying this country. What he sees is
frustrated.
Yeah.
slave to money. They are slave to their masters and the devil worshippers. That's why it is. These people got no shame, no morality, no nothing. It's shame to actually call them, humans. They are not even humans. They are the filthiest creatures I've ever seen.
Absolutely, they're worse than traitors. They're calling for a genocide of their own people. And well, I know he doesn't feel he's Irish. He's always felt he's Indian, so he should really fucking go to India, than where he feels more at home, instead of trying to make Ireland Indian. They should all be fucking taken out and shot. Is what the only good thing that could happen to them, because they're destroying this country, destroying Europe, the whole lot of them. They're fake leaders.
I've been giving you a headache enough.
Yeah, no, you've been wonderful. Listen, Elvis, thank you so much, and listen, good luck with what happens with the English police. But as I've said to you before, just remember, there's many people who've been arrested who are purely innocent. Do not give them anything, and do not, any information they do, unless they have a warrant, don't give them anything. But it's an absolutely shock that you're being persecuted just because you're actually giving knowledge. And that's the world we're living in now. Because you have the knowledge, you're a danger to the establishment. Again, thank you very much.
Persecuted here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you again, as per usual. You're fantastic, and thank you for all your time you give us, and all your knowledge you give us. And people use this, share this, and spread this around, because this is the only way. If we are anyway going to be saved at all, if there is anything left of this country, by the time this government have destroyed it, it is the only way to save us is through knowledge, to waking the fools up. Again, thank you very much, Elvis, for coming on the show, on the Bon Reeve Show. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks a million for having me. Bye-bye.
You are listening to Irish News Radio at irishnews.net. Email news@irishnews.net.